What's up, guys? Mason the Rock Henderson here, and God, that was so awful. Oh my God, that's got to be one of the worst wins I've ever seen us have before. I mean, it was so bad once again, and a lot of you are probably thinking, oh well, of course it's not that good. I mean, it's the B team of our B team. But the problem is, there are actually a couple players that didn't play against Panama that played tonight I thought looked better than the players we saw against Panama. And then there were a couple that played tonight that did play against Panama and were terrible again tonight. So I don't know. I'm looking at it and all I can think is, this is it. This is what everybody's been raving about in the MLS. These players are the ones everybody's been talking about, like, oh, they're tearing it up in the MLS. I'm like, they can't even beat Martinique. Barely beat Martinique. I mean, so bad. So, let's talk about, first of all, let's talk about the goals. First goal, frankly, terrible by Martinique. Almost a carbon copy of, well, not carbon copy, but similar circumstances with how the goal we gave up against Panama happened. Shot comes in, keeper makes a good save on the first one, but none of their defenders reacts to it. Even Gonzalez doesn't even really react to it at first. He just happens to have longer legs, sticks one out and pokes it in. So really terrible defending from them and lucky goal to get. But, we needed one. We had been mostly dominating the first half, even if it wasn't good. We were creating a lot of chances. We just couldn't finish because our strikers are terrible. So, yeah, we did deserve a goal, definitely. And so to get it, it's good. Second goal, I thought good run made by Lehigh to make it in behind. Good play by, I think it was Roldan. Nice pass in behind. And then he just lays it into Morris's path. All he has to do is toe poke it in. Easy goal, no problem. Good build-up play. But then we give up our first one. And a lot of the commentators were saying, "Oh, Guzan, he's got to do better there. He's really got to make sure he makes that save." And you could tell he's disappointed with himself, and you could see he feels like he let his team down. And all I could think is, yeah, it wasn't good from him, but what did anybody else do to help? I mean, the midfielders are walking around. Both of the midfielders in at the time, Roldan and Bedoya, are standing. They, get dragged to one side, and then it gets past the other side of the field, and they're just standing and watching. Ball comes across. I can't remember if Pontius was in or Areola was in at that time. But whoever it was on the right wing didn't track their man, so he just has a free run in. He's pretty much running onto a pass right to him, and the right wing wasn't tracking him. And then Gonzalez is the only defender in the way, and he just gives it one of those, turn and please don't hit me, instead of putting his body in the way to make sure that there's not going to be a shot on goal. So, yeah, Guzan should have made the save. He didn't get his hand down quick enough. But look at everybody else on the field. What are they doing? Nothing. And that's one of the biggest problems I have. And the second goal that they got, another prime example of it. I mean, just lack of movement, really. It was so frustrating to watch them. Just everybody on their team is moving. They're working hard. And our team's just like, whatever. Just whatever. Hedges completely gets beat. Slow to the ball. Just not even really working that hard. So he gets beat. And then pass comes in. It was really, really bad goal from them. It was kind of lucky how the guy gets a shot away. Guzan sticks a leg out, goes off his leg to another guy who has a terrible shot, bounces off of his player, goes in. But the problem is, there's so many free players in the box. Even Lehigh, who had probably the best game out of all the defenders, even he missed that guy on the back post for this one play. And so now this guy has almost a free chance. He does close him down well enough to force him to make sort of a quick shot that messes him up. So he did put him off. But he's still free in the box. And then after Guzan makes a save, it goes right to another guy who's free in the box. Where's the tracking? Where's the man marking? None of it's there. So yes, it was a very lucky goal. Yes, it would probably not happen on any other day. I mean, the chances of hitting your player who's down on the ground, the chances of him still being onside at that time, and the chances that it's going to bounce off of him and roll into the goal, yeah, likelihood of that happening again, 1,000,000 to 1. But it comes from them working hard, our defense not working hard enough, and there not being any organization back there. And then finally, the third goal finally got some momentum behind us. Sorry, good passing movement. Morris plays out wide to Zardes, who cuts it back in. Defender, kind of like the Panama goal that we had. Defender doesn't really get his leg out there, so it just trickles past him right to Morris's path. And thank goodness he was only 6 yards out, because if he was any farther away, over the goal. But luckily he was close enough to where it hit the roof of the net and went in. So those are the 5 goals that happened, and yeah, most of them were terrible goals, but my problem is the fact that they got 2. I mean, this is Martinique we're talking about. Yeah, they work hard. Yeah, they're busy and they're pressuring and they're aggressive, and they've got pretty much nothing to play for. They're not even really a FIFA team. They're saying there are a lot of amateurs on their team, so a lot of them are just happy to be playing right now. So the fact that they don't really have much to play for, they're just going to go out there and have fun and enjoy it. Yeah, they can go out there without that much pressure on them. But at the same time, we should be better. We should be better than that, than letting in 2 goals against a team like Martinique. We should respect them and say, yes, they can turn it on if they want to. I mean, they scored 2 against Nicaragua. That's pretty impressive. But at the same time, we're full of a bunch of players that are professional players. The best of the best in the MLS for the most part. So the fact that we have this team and we're still just so easily getting scored on, so easily giving away goals, it's kind of embarrassing. So let's move on to the refs really fast. They sucked. I don't know what else to say about them. I mean, it's like he fell for every single dive that happened tonight. Every single time a player goes down, holding his leg, oh yeah, that's a foul. And he was even handing out little Oscars, to the players that overacted the most. Agudelo was one, and I forget the guy on their team, but Moro comes in, doesn't even touch him, and he goes down like he just got shot, and he has these little Oscars in his pocket. Hang on, what? Those weren't Oscars? Seriously? What were they? Oh. Sorry about that. I've just been informed that those were not, in fact, Oscars. Those were yellow cards that he was given to the players who fouled the players who overacted. So, yeah, I mean, just typical dumb ref, just falling for everything. Every single time a player goes down like he's been shot, he just falls for it. The ones that roll around even more, those fouls are worthy of yellow cards. So yeah, it was just really bad all around. Not even one-sided. It was actually both ways. There were a couple of our players going down way too easy. Agudelo was one of them, and every single time it's a foul, it's a foul, it's a foul. I'm just like, this is bad. And on top of that, they did miss an offside where Morse would have been one-on-one with the keeper. So just something to throw out there because it's part of the game. So let's talk about individual performances. First of all, Guzan in goal. Obviously, that one goal does make him take a bit of a hit. As far as the rest of the game goes, though, I thought he did well. He had to make a lot of good saves. His defense, for the most part, like I said, Lehigh I thought had a good game, but the rest of them didn't help him out at all. So the fact that his defense for the past 2 games has really not been that helpful, it's kind of like, yeah, I respect the fact that he has to put up with a defense that is leakier than a dam with a cannonball hole in it. Just so easy to cut through the defense, so easy to just pass their way, cut their way through, players diving in, players not tracking other players. Yeah, it's bad. So he did have to make several good saves, and aside from that one that he missed, I think he had a very good game tonight. In the defense, start with the bad ones. Moro on the left side, probably the lesser of the bad. I don't know if that sounds right. He was just kind of ineffective out there, just not really involved in the game that often. He's pretty fast, I saw him with a bit of speed, but he's not that strong, so he gets bodied off the ball pretty easily, and on top of that, attacking-wise, it just felt like all he knows how to do is hit a cross in, and even then the cross is not good. So I don't know. I just didn't see much from him. I didn't see anything that made me think, ooh, he's got a chance to make it into the team sometime soon. Uh, Hedges on the left side of the center backs, just really bad. I thought Beasler, whatever his name is, I thought he was bad last game. Hedges was like, hang on, hang on. Let me show you what a truly really bad defender looks like. So yeah, he just a lot of mistakes in the back, a lot of just losing track of players. He's supposed to be tracking this man. He's not. He got beat in the air too many times for a defender. You want them to go up and challenge, and he's just kind of like, all right, I'm going to get this, and then the player's jumping up over him while he's still standing on the ground. So yeah, too many mistakes from him, and really frustrating to watch him. And then Gonzalez, also bad, just defensively, really should be the leader of the back four because he's the one with the most game time. He's the one that's actually been playing a bit more in the national team than the other players, and he's just not showing it. He's lazy. He's so just lackadaisical in everything he does. There was one moment where he drills a ball into Lehigh on the sideline, and Lehigh, under pressure, has to play back one touch, but because it's so strong, it's a mishit. Well, Gonzalez, instead of stepping up to win that ball, backs off. So now Lehigh has played a poor ball back because he got drilled a ball at his feet under pressure. He's played a poor ball back. Gonzalez, instead of helping him after giving him such a difficult ball to deal with, backs off. And now the Martinique player's like, oh, well, I'll take it. And he continues to back off. I'm like, dude, you got to put pressure on him. That's exactly the problem that we had against Panama. So many players were just able to run out of defense with nobody stepping to them. And yes, you could argue that the midfield should be there, but in situations like that, you can clearly see our defense doesn't want to step to. Our defense doesn't want to attack. Our defense doesn't want to put pressure on people. They're much more interested in, oh, I'm going to make sure I'm in between you and the ball. I don't want to get cut, so I'm going to stand about 5 to maybe 10 yards away from you, but I'm in between you and the goal. You have the ball, I'm in front of you. You can't get past me if I'm 5 to 10 yards. Yeah, you can easily pass a ball or you can easily have a cross in, but you're not going to get past me. It's really, I don't know if that's what they've been working on in training, is backing off, but at some point you got to put pressure, especially when they're in your 18. You've got to put pressure on them so he can't have an easy shot. Zusi did it all last game. Gonzalez did it most of last game, most of this game. Just a lack of willing to pressure, and it's frustrating as hell to watch. So, that's it for the bad defenders of tonight. Lehigh looked good. First of all, he was the only defender that looked like he really wanted to put pressure on anybody in the first place. But besides that, he looked the most confident. He looked like he was ready to make runs up and down the line. He looked like he was good with his feet, making good passes. Did have a couple mistakes here and there, but for the most part, he looked solid. So, of the back four, Lehigh for me was our best player. Just really solid, really good challenges. The second goal is probably the best example of he lost his player for a second, they got him behind him, but he's instantly tracking back. He put himself in between him and the goal, and he forced the guy to make a bad shot. So that type of effort I didn't see from any other defender tonight, aside from Lehigh. Maybe Morrow a bit, but he looked a little too naive to know when to put the effort in or where to put the effort in. And in the midfield, we had Acosta and Roldan in the middle. Acosta looked a bit better than he did against Panama, but still too many mistakes. Not enough defensive effort from him to get back behind the ball to help out defensively. It's almost like we have a situation where you've got two midfielders. One should be a bit more attacking, one should hold a bit more, but both want to get up in the attack. Whether it was Acosta and Roldan, whether it was Bedoya and Roldan, whether it was Bedoya, Roldan, and McCarthy, all of them felt like they wanted to get up the field. And that's not good when you're supposed to have a two midfielder system. You should have somebody holding back a bit. So I don't know if Acosta was supposed to be that player. I don't know if Roldan was supposed to be that player. But either way, neither of them really stayed back that much. And Acosta just has this little, I don't know. He just has this lack of effort to get behind the ball whenever we need him to. That's really frustrating to watch. But his passes looked a bit better tonight, and on the ball, he looked just as quick as he did against Panama. So he does have that going for him. It is a bright point, but he needs to improve other areas of his game if he wants to be one of those two midfielders. Roldan, I didn't see much from. He had his moments, but then he also had several moments where he made some big mistakes. He gave away the ball, or his pass just wasn't good enough. It was right to a defender. So I don't know. He didn't really show me tonight that he deserves to be in our starting 11. I thought, okay, yeah, you look good at times, but at other times you look terrible. So, back and forth, back and forth. Zardes on the left probably looked the liveliest of all of our attacking players. Just really, really looked to get on the ball and attack. Looked to get in there and just really try to make something happen. Everybody else, Areola probably excluded, I don't know, they just looked a bit too selfish. They looked like they wanted to show off, or I don't know, they just didn't look like they were ready to do something with it whenever they got the ball. Especially Agudelo, he looks like he just has no clue what he wants to do with it whenever he gets it. He touches, he looks up, he's like, all right, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Zardes is, as soon as he gets the ball, he's like, I want to turn, or I want to go down the line, I want to make a quick 1-2 pass. He looks like he knows what he wants to do before he gets the ball. Probably the only player, aside from Areola at times, of our kind of attacking front that looks ready, looks lively to play. So hopefully he can continue to go on that vein and continue to get better, because he probably looked our best attacking player tonight overall throughout the entire game. Areola on the right side was probably our second best attacking player, mainly because he never stopped working. And I don't know, I don't see that much from players nowadays, unfortunately. I don't see, especially when it comes to attacking players, I hardly ever see an attacking player that's willing to just continue to run nonstop. And it's like, if he lost the ball, he's going to get it back. If he made a bad pass, he's going to win it back. If he made a pass to one of his teammates, he's making another run for him. That run didn't work, he's making another run. He was just all over the field, and I don't know, he seemed like he never shut off. And that's something that I always want to see in an attacking player. I want to see somebody who's going to continue to work and work and work. And if he could just get his passes down a bit more, and if he could get his shots down a lot more, because how many shots did he have right to the keeper? One-on-one situation, the entire backside of the goal is wide open. Let me just pass it to your hands. So yeah, his shooting definitely needs to improve, although his shot that led to Gonzalez's goal is pretty good. But overall, I think his shooting was pretty poor, and his final pass, that pass that is going to find one of the strikers or is going to set up a goal, he most of the time messed up those passes. So that part of his game definitely needs to improve. But I love the work ethic, and I love seeing somebody who's just willing to run nonstop, and he's got a little bit of pace on him as well, so that was good. Up top, Agudelo, just like when he came in against Panama, I didn't see much from him. He had a couple moments where it looked like, okay, that was a good run, but then he wasted it with a terrible shot or a bad pass. He looks like he has this idea of what he wants to do, but like I said, it comes too late. It comes at a moment where you should have had this idea in your head as you're receiving the ball, but instead you receive it and you're like, all right, now I know what I want to do. And now it's too late because they put pressure on you, and now you're having to improvise and you're having to adjust. And at that point, you're not under control of the ball anymore. Now you're just barely poking it away from players. So, I don't know. It just seems like he needs to be a bit more aware of his surroundings, and probably a little bit less selfish, because he wasted too many chances for me tonight. His shots aren't terrible, but they need a lot of work, for sure. And then Jordan Morris is the other one, kind of proving tonight why he doesn't deserve to be in the team. Oh, but Mason, he scored 2 goals. He deserves to be in our starting 11 because he scored 2 goals. Why can't you see that? How many chances did he have in the first half? How many freaking chances did he ruin or waste in the first half? I counted at least 5. And that's not counting the couple of chances he had in the second half to put the game away. I get he scored 2 goals. I get that. But you look at both of the goals. First one, in my opinion, completely Roldan and Lehigh. I thought Roldan made a good little interchange with Bedoya. Great passing behind to Lehigh. Brilliantly weighted ball. Lehigh makes a good run, sees him making the run to the front post, and just puts it in his path. All he has to do is just poke it. And he did that. But that's a tap-in. That's something that most players can do. I could go out there and do that. I could go out there, read that run, make that run, and tap it in. You've got to do more than that. You've got to put away chances. And he did not do that for most of the entire first half. It ended 0-0. It should have been 2 or 3-0 because he had so many clear-cut chances. The header that comes in, he tries to direct it, but it just skims off his forehead. He had, what was that one chance? There was one where it's like he's pretty much right there in front of the keeper, and he just blasts it right at the keeper. I mean, he's making a great run in, but then the ball comes in and he misses his touch. He's just so inconsistent. And then the tap in, and then like I said in the second one, great setup play. Good pass out to Zardes, good run in. He didn't stop his run, he held it. Zardes cuts it back, he gets lucky for it to get to him, and then he nearly skies it. I mean, if he were not inside the 6-yard box, it would have been over. You don't want your striker to do that. You don't want your striker to nearly miss these chances, to have to put away just tap-ins or shots where the keeper's not even in the goal, really. He's on the other side of the goal, and you still nearly miss it. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. And what I saw off of the ball wasn't good enough either. His runs were okay, but the work off the ball was not enough. You can't just make that one run and then stop. You can't just make that, great run in, oh, they didn't find you, oh. Well, I guess I'm just going to stand here now. Oh, look, that shot bounced off the keeper. Oh, if only I were only ready. That's not good enough. You should constantly be active. If you truly want to get a goal, if you truly want to prove yourself on the roster, be on the team week in, week out, you should be constantly going. You should constantly be active. And he's not. He's just walking around. Oh, I see the run. Oh, you didn't find me. Oh, I'm done. I'm not making another run for you. That's selfish is what it is. So, say what you will. Oh, he scored 2 goals. Oh, he set up that great second goal. Say what you will about that. In my opinion, he's the reason it was so close in the first half. He's the reason why the score was still 0-0 in the first half. Because he wasted chances. And in my opinion, the finishes he made were finishes that anybody can make. You can put any striker on that team and they will make those chances. They will finish those chances. What he needs to do is finish the chances that most people wouldn't make. Dempsey can create a chance out of almost nothing. He's top of the box. It seems like, he's just top of the box. All of a sudden he has a crack and it's in. He can do stuff like that. I haven't seen Morris do any of that. All of the chances he had tonight were miss hits or right at the keeper, or he's not working hard enough to put himself in a position to get that rebound and finish it off. I know it seems like I'm talking about him a bit more, but listening to the commentators, listening to them just hype up Jordan Morris, like, he's wanted to be in the team for so long, and now he's got himself 2 goals and proved why he deserves to be in there. I'm sorry, I don't think he deserves to be. I don't think, after watching this entire game, taking the entire game into account, not just his 2 goals, he doesn't deserve to be in there. So, that's about it there. Let's talk about the subs really fast, because also got to focus on how Bruce Arena's an idiot. First of all, you bring on Bedoya, who's one of our worst performers on, what was that, Sunday? Saturday? I can't remember. But yeah, he was one of the worst performers against Panama. So you bring him on as a defensive midfielder, I guess. I don't know. He was in the midfield. And, yeah, stupid. He was terrible against Panama. Let's put him in. Yeah, it's Bruce Arena thinking. Then you put on Chris Pontius. I don't know who he is. He didn't really show a whole lot. So, yeah, just that sub. And then you bring on McCarthy, who is probably our second worst performer against Panama. Aside, first was Zusi, then McCarthy. So, yeah, I don't know what he's thinking. He did everything he could to give the game away. Luckily, we didn't. But yeah, stupid subs, and none of them really worked out. Bedoya, he was involved in the build-up to Morris's first goal, but aside from that, didn't really do anything defensively. Didn't really bring anything to the table. Pontius didn't really bring anything attacking-wise to the table that I could see. And then is it McCarty or McCarthy? I think it's McCarty. He comes on and just doesn't really do much of anything either. He's such a small player. He got practically bullied against Panama, and you're going to bring him on as a defensive player to lock it down? No. So, yeah, all around, obviously, even though we won, I'm still very disappointed with this. I'm disappointed with some of the players. I'm disappointed with Bruce Arena and what he's doing with the team right now. I think we have enough talent out there, but we're not using it properly, or there are players who should be showing what they're able to do, should be showing what they're capable of, because this is a chance to win a spot possibly in the World Cup team next year. And they're just not doing it. Players like Jordan Morris are not working hard enough to try to prove why he deserves to be on the team. Oh, I got 2 goals tonight. That's enough. Yeah, but what about whenever we were 0-0? What about then? What about when we needed you to score a goal in the first half? What about when we needed you to finish those chances because the first half was kind of nerve-wracking? You didn't show up then. Oh, we're a goal up. Now you show up. Yeah, that's great. And then, obviously getting the winning goal is an important time to show up, but it's still it's too late. It's like we should have already put the game away. We should have already just crushed their confidence and been like, you don't deserve to be in this game. But you let it go so long that they've actually built up some confidence that they can get something out of this game. So even when we go 2 goals up, a couple defensive errors, and bam, 2 goals tied up. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to expect against Nicaragua. I'm kind of scared, but also a little hopeful because Martinique did beat them, so maybe they're not going to be as tough. Maybe we'll be able to handle it fairly easily. A couple things I want to see change as far as that game goes. First of all, keep Lehigh in. I do not want to see Zusi come back on the team. Frankly, if I see him at all in the rest of this tournament, I'll be pissed. But I think Lehigh needs to stay on. I think he did well. I think you take Gonzalez off. I get that he's supposed to be the leader back there, but he's not. He's not cutting it. I say give Miazga a chance. Obviously, as a Chelsea fan, I am a bit biased about that. But, I mean, he's young, and from what I've seen from our defenders right now, and what I saw those couple games he played for Chelsea, I think he's got the quality to be back there. I think, first of all, he has a desire to get in front of every shot, unlike Gonzalez, and unlike Hedges, and unlike Bessler. So that's something you can put him in there for. But I think he's young and full of energy, and give him a shot. Why not? But I do not want to see Gonzalez in, whether it's you put Bessler in for Gonzalez and keep Hedges in, which I think would be stupid, because frankly I think Hedges was really bad tonight. I don't know. I don't want to see Gonzalez next game. I do not want to see Gonzalez next game. On the left back, bring back Villafania because at least he can be effective at times. Morrow just looked like he was running around with a chicken with his head cut off for the most part. In the midfield, Acosta, probably give him another chance because he's probably been the most average player on our team. Just not bad, but not really good either. So just give him another chance to see what he can do. Probably don't bring McCarty back. I don't know who else to put in there. Maybe try Roldan again. He did okay, just not great tonight. So I wouldn't mind seeing Roldan, Acosta back in the middle. Zardes, I say leave on the left wing. I thought he did well. Maybe put Rowe on the right wing instead of Areola. I think that would be a nice combination to see Zardes and Rowe. And then up top, probably Dwyer and, I don't know, Agudelo, maybe Morris. Just as much as I talk down Jordan Morris, give him another chance, see if he can score again against a different team. Because, frankly, if he can't, and maybe with a better striking partner, maybe he'll do better. But, frankly, if he can't repeatedly score goals, he's not worth it. But that's pretty much all what I want to see at the next game, and that's all my thoughts on this game. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Who was your man of the match? Who's your worst man of the match? What do you want to see next game? Let me know. We can talk about and discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future USA Gold Cup reviews, and I'll see you at the next game. Peace out.